Here's a story recounting one of the most dramatic moments in Premier League history. Sergio Aguero's last gasp goal against Queen's Park Rangers, QPR, on May 13, 2012, securing Manchester City's first Premier League title. It was the final day of the 2011-2012 Premier League season, and the stakes couldn't have been higher. Manchester City, a club that had languished in the shadow of their noisy neighbors Manchester United for decades, sat atop the table on goal difference. Their opponent that day was QPR, a scrappy side-fighting relegation. City just needed a win at the Etihad Stadium to clinch their first league title in 44 years. Manchester United, playing simultaneously at Sunderland, were poised to pounce if City slipped. The script seemed straightforward. City had dominated the season, boasting a lethal attack led by Sergio Aguero and a rock-solid defense marshaled by Vincent Kompany. QPR, managed by Mark Hughes, were underdogs, battling to stay in the top flight. Everyone expected City to cruise to victory. For much of the match, it looked like they would. In the 39th minute, Pablo Zabaleta fired City ahead after a scramble in the box, sending the Etihad into raptures. The title was within touching distance. But football, as it so often does, had other plans. QPR, against all odds, fought back. In the 48th minute, Djibril Cissé capitalized on a defensive error to equalize, silencing the home crowd. Then, in the 66th minute, Jamie Mackie headed in a cross from Armand Traoré, putting QPR 2-1 up. The Etihad fell into a state of shock. City's players looked rattled, their fans gripped by dread. Across the country at the Stadium of Light, Manchester United led 1-0, and the pendulum seemed to swing back toward Sir Alex Ferguson's side, retaining the title. As the clock ticked into stoppage time, City trailed 2-1. 5 minutes of added time were announced, but hope was fading fast. United had already finished their match, victorious, and were waiting to be crowned champions unless City could pull off a miracle. The City faithful were on edge, some already resigned to another season of heartbreak. In the 92nd minute, Edin Dzeko rose to meet a David Silva corner and powered a header past QPR keeper Paddy Kenny. 2-2. The Etihad erupted, but it still wasn't enough. Manchester City needed a winner. With Manchester United's result locked in, only a third goal would do. The ball was frantically worked back up the pitch, desperation fueling every pass. Enter Sergio Aguero. In the 94th minute, with seconds slipping away, Mario Balotelli, uncharacteristically selfless, wriggled free in the box and toe-poked the ball to Aguero. The Argentine striker, City's talisman, took a touch, jinked past a defender, and smashed the ball into the net. 3-2. Pandemonium. The Etihad exploded. Commentator Martin Tyler's voice cracked as he bellowed, "Aguero!" a call that would echo into football eternity. Players collapsed in disbelief, fans wept, and manager Roberto Mancini stood stunned on the touchline. In that moment, Manchester City were champions, snatching the title from Manchester United's grasp on goal difference, +64 to +56. The final whistle blew moments later, confirming the impossible. QPR, despite the loss, stayed up due to Bolton's draw elsewhere, but the day belonged to City, and to Aguero. His goal, now immortalized as 93 minutes 20 seconds after the exact time on the clock, wasn't just a winner, it was a seismic shift. It marked the dawn of a new era for Manchester City, a club transformed from perennial underachievers to Premier League royalty. Years later, Aguero would reflect on the moment with his trademark humility. "I just hit it, and thankfully it went in." For City fans, though, it was more than a goal. It was redemption, ecstasy, and history rolled into one unforgettable strike. That day, May 13, 2012, remains the gold standard for Premier League drama. Aguero's strike didn't just win a title, it rewrote the story of a club and etched his name into football folklore.